So I thought I'd give you all a van update, because I haven't done a van update for a while. Murray's just crashed out in the middle of my bed. So what I'm going to be doing next week, we're going to get a diesel heater in here. It's freezing last night. It was like -3, and Murray had to get under the covers. It's like, I've got a winter duvet, so it's actually really warm. But it's a bit too cold. But anyway, the diesel heater will definitely help that. That'll take the edge off of it. Or it'll be warm actually. I have a heater, electric heater, but you can't use that for long. It just kills the battery, and you've got to have the window open when you use gas. You'll just die of the carbon monoxide that builds up. It's okay to doors, windows open, but not when it's closed. So we can't use that for heat. I think it's all right till about -5. It's all right. And here, so, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying doing this because it's a little bit challenging. I think it is challenging in a van. You have to think a lot. You have to think a lot about where stuff goes and, you know, working and stuff like that. And at the moment we've got a full bed out, but I want to have it so we have more of a seating area in here. So I'm going to have like a slide out bed, and then this area here will be like a foot space. I've chucked loads of stuff away, so we don't need everything. And then this will be the seating area, and then that will slide out in the daytime. So it's a bit more a seated area then. I need to have to work out how to do that though. And then here I want more of a permanent cooking area, because every day I like put this away and take it out again. I think also for a lot of people doing the vans, I think psychologically, I think it's quite tough for a lot of people. I kind of think of it as like camping, but like posh camping. Or when you're in the mountains as well, you end up roughing it a lot. And I think a lot of people psychologically don't like the idea of staying in a van, because you can feel like you're homeless or like living homeless, which I suppose if you were living in the van and you stayed in one place for months on end, then you're not homeless, but you kind of are, but not really homeless. But I do it because I can get flats, no problem at all, but I just want to be able to travel around, and it's a bit of a challenge for me at the moment, to work out how to do it, and especially coming out to winter as well. I think if you're in the wrong place, it can be a bit grim, and if it's too dark and if it's too rainy and all that. But in Exeter, it's actually all right, and I've found a few ways. Don't tell anyone, because I think it's better to pay for parking if you can, because you get much better parking in the city centre. You can end up spending a huge amount of time sort of driving around all the time. We use laundrettes as well for cleaning the clothes as well. Once a week I clean everything on here. You have to be a little bit, with a Cocker Spaniel, you cannot be like pristine clean all the time, unfortunately, although it'd be nice to be. Murray doesn't have any concept of keeping things tidy with his paws, but I dry them off with a towel when he comes in. But yeah, it is what it is. It's better than camping, isn't it? So, and then like we haven't got a fridge at the moment, so it's fine if you go to the shop every day, but just things like we've got water, but we have to buy it every day. But it'd be nice to have something to tidy up, wash up a little bit, so a bit of a sink maybe. So I think here, if we could have a permanent 2 gas hob with a gas, one of those cylinders you can buy underneath maybe somewhere, and then a wash up, a sink area, something for there as well, and then a fridge somewhere. I think that would be quite good. And then I found I'm working in the front seat at the moment, but I need to rise the seat up a bit, so it's a bit more like an office a chair. So if we can get that working, and I can get it into a proper mobile sort of living unit, that would be really good to do. So I quite enjoy doing it at the moment. I think for a lot of people, I can really understand why people wouldn't want to do it. And I think sometimes you do get to the point where you're questioning yourself of, why am I doing this? Like, why don't we just go and live in a house? But then I would also question myself, if I was living in a flat, I'm bored, I want to go travelling. So you can't really have the best of everything in one go. So we just, as we go along, we'll just improve this. And I think I'll probably get an office next. I'd rather have an office than a flat, to be honest with you. I can work from there, and then we can travel where we want as well. So yeah, I kind of I like Exeter. I think it's quite a nice place to stay for a while, and then we can then maybe have this as a base, and then we can take trips out into France, into the Alps. But we can work. The high idea is it's not just going on holidays; it's being able to go working, or we can go into. I'm not interested in going to London, but we could go to Bristol, Cardiff, or around the south coast, Pembrokeshire, or up to the Lake Districts, places like that will be quite good as well to do. But I really want to go into Europe more, and France particularly. I really like France and Switzerland. They're kind of my countries I like most, I would think. I haven't been to every country. I haven't been to Denmark, or I haven't been to driven through Belgium. I don't really know much, but it's just the mountains. Maybe a bit of West Germany as well, along the Black Forest. I think that would be quite nice to explore. And there's some mountains down there. And then the Pyrenees are probably a bit too far. And then there's the mountains north of Italy. I can't remember the name, top of my head, but I can't remember them. Along there as well. That would be quite good. And if we can master doing it in the van, if we can master it in the cold in England, we can easily master it in the Alps. So this is kind of, it's good training, I think, to get ready to doing it. Because if you're in the Alps, you don't want to be camping in a van at -10. You'll freeze probably to death. So we want to get everything sorted out here, where it's minus sort of, it was -3 last night. It was cold, but we weren't going to die out of it, which is a benefit. So yeah, if we can get this sorted out here first of all, and get all the facilities, all the fridge, the water and things like, also the water, you've got to be careful it doesn't freeze. You've got to be careful of the car, that you've got the right tires. Like my 2 front tires are summer tires, and they'll just they're rubbish in the snow, so we can't use those. So we need to get winter tires. We need to also change the coolant, because it probably isn't even antifreeze. It probably won't even go down to -20, which it can easily get in the Alps as well. So yeah, change all that. And if we could make it into like if we could aim to go to the Alps, probably January or February, that would be amazing, and do it that way. And then also I want to get a roof box. I'd like to get a bike on here, like a mountain bike. It'd be nice. I think you can park out of town, and parking out of towns would be great if you can then have a bike rather than having to walk 45 minutes every time. That'd be quite nice to have, and as well, and also just biking around the forest and stuff. My inline skates I need to sort out, but not in winter. They're more of a sort of autumn and summer for use for that. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun so far. I do have. I got quite claustrophobic the other night. I was sleeping, and I've got these boards up, and so it makes the van seem not as wide. It was dark outside, and we get sort of 16 hours of dark a day, and I started having like panic attack. Not quite a panic attack, but getting a bit panicky and feel like you're closing a tiny little box. And it took me a few days to adjust to that. And I'm kind of all right. I feel fine if I don't put my head that side. I've changed my sleeping, so my head's this side now, so I've got wider side to it as well. We need to improve the light as well. It's just got a lamp I bought from Tesco's for £6. I need to put some LEDs up, insulate it a bit more, and that sort of stuff. But the other thing is, working as well. We've got to be able to have a proper working platform on here, and I think making this into a slide out bench would be nice with a bed. That'd be quite good. But yeah, it's getting there. And someone gave me an idea today as well. There's loads of little tricks and tips I've brought up. I'll tell you a few now. So there's a food company, and I can't remember the name of it, but they have, it's kind of raw, but it's slightly steamed. It's like steamed raw, and it's in pouches, in plastic sealed pouches. And apparently you can have it in the fridge for 7 days, because I prefer not to feed Murray tins. I prefer just feeding raw, but raw is just not practical at all in a van. It's just, you need a freezer, and then you've got to defrost it, and then in the fridge it goes off in about 2 days, so it's not practical at all. But this other stuff, which someone will tell you, I can't remember the name, that would be ideal for this as well. We met somebody today at a stall in Exeter, and they're selling it, so that would be ideal. And then we found that if we are driving around, what's it called, business parks, or retail parks in London, the wait time could be like 90 minutes. That's not really long enough, but in here it's like 3 hours. So you can stay in a retail park for a decent amount of time, do some work, and then go to another space. You can't stay there all day, but you can stay there for a few hours, 3 hours, do some work, drive to another retail park and use their car park, and then go to another car park. And I do buy stuff from the shops as well there, as well. So it's not like I'm just sitting there and doing nothing, but there's gyms here as well we can use. And then to park up for the night, you really have to go out of town a little bit. Normally a business park, there's normally places to park there. You could park further out in lay-bys or forest areas, but I prefer to be near an urban area, or slightly on the outskirts, not in the city centre, because you'll get some idiot who will try and undo your doors. So yeah, business parks are probably best idea for that. So yeah, it's getting there. It is tough a little bit sometimes, but I mean, you have to balance it up of sort of the excitement and of traveling around and seeing all these places. We've seen so many things in the last 3 months, or having a bit more comfort at home and never going anywhere at all. So there's a balance on those two things, but I think for now, it's fine. We may get to a point where we get bored of it, but yeah, we like doing it at the moment.